school, a church, and many homes damaged in a violent tornado overnight. I'm Cheryl Preheim, along with Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb here in Newnan, about 40 miles south of Atlanta, where the rebuilding and the cleanup will be a very long process.
Yeah, and Cheryl, we're here right now after doing those tornado warnings last night in the studio and hearing the words from the National Weather Service with these warnings such as considerable damage, catastrophic damage, and tornado emergency. I wanted to come down here to see this damage for myself, and this is catastrophic down here. Take a look at behind me. You can see these massive trees that have fallen on that house. Luckily, no one in that house was injured. And this is how it looks on the ground, not only here, but in many areas around Newnan. And we have a better perspective for you that you can see from up above, some of the aerial footage that we have from just a little bit earlier today. And you can see the massive destruction. Now, of course, the meteorologists from the National Weather Service are going and surveying and assessing this damage. Earlier, the meteorologist in charge at the National Weather Service in Peachtree City, Keith Stellman, said this was a violent, long-track tornado that moved through Coweta County. And he was saying at least an EF2 tornado. Now, from what I'm seeing and looking at this, I would not be surprised if when the final report comes out, if this is not an EF3 or an EF4 tornado. But again, it's going to take a little while for them to assess this damage, to determine the exact track and path of the storm and what actually is going to be rated. People here are really having a hard time dealing with all this damage.
We have this emergency system that alerts people, because without that, I'd be having a funeral right now.
Boy, that reality really sinking in throughout the day as people saw the extent of the damage because, again, that tornado took its toll in the darkness of night. We have seen the Newnan community coming together to help each other in so many ways already today. Some volunteers telling us they've not slept yet. We have live team coverage of the damage, of what happens next, and people sharing stories about surviving a scary night.